All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Dakota here with Luxvoni.com, coming at you live today with another episode of the one and only the Luxvoni vlog. Today we're here at Anthem Country Club. We're getting ready to load up. Just got home from one office, and unfortunately, unlike Mr. Hawkins visual, the man behind the camera, some of us actually gotta work. But we're getting ready to get this suit off because we're heading to another office, and the office that we're heading to is Mr. Chuckwalla, Valley Raceway. So we're gonna get out there. We're gonna be spending about a week out there working with Dale Kiefer, working with the Moto America legend, Mr. Andrew Lee. And if I do feel good, and I can maintain my energy good enough, I might even do a little racing this weekend. So that is the plan. Mr. Hawkins, what you got for us?
It looks like you got something new over here in the corner.
Yeah, we got a couple new things, my man. I just picked up this brand new Bryce Prince Racing Moto America 600 stock build by Mr. Bryce Prince. My boy, Mr. Andrew Lee, found it for me and connected me with Bryce, and we did a little deal. So haven't ridden the bike yet, don't know too much about it. Rode it around the country club on slicks and had some fun doing that, but it seems to turn really well. Feels really good based off what I've seen up to this point, but I'll have to give you the feedback when I get on the track. Then we got the 2020, the old Luxvoni bike, the Gixxer 1000 build. Then here, you guys seen this in the last video. This is a stock Moto America 1000 build by Mr. Bryce Prince Racing. So far, by far my favorite bike. In the back here, we got a 2016, I believe, ZX10. This is the Dale Kiefer 600. And then here in the back, road racing's kind of taken over my life a little bit. I have a 07 CRF 450 back there. I have a WR 250. I have a Yamaha 450. And then I have my Paula bike, which is what I ride track with, which is a 2021 KX 250, I believe. The only predicament that we're gonna have here is figuring out which two bikes we're going to bring to Chuck. And unfortunately, I bought a moto van, so we don't have a lot of space. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna spin this wheel, and this wheel is gonna dictate which bike we end up bringing to Chuck. Wheel spin number 1, new R6. Wheel spin number 2, new R1. So there it is. The deck is stacked. Those are the two bikes that we're gonna bring. That's the game plan. So here's the bad news. I haven't even prepped for this. My bags aren't packed, the bikes aren't loaded. And typically when I plan a week in advance, I still forget. And last time I was knocking on Mr. Hawkins' door every single morning with my little toothbrush out and my damn underwear like a child trying to get some toothpaste. So we're gonna get loaded up, we're gonna start packing, we're gonna get on the road, and we will see you at Chuckwalla Raceway. All right, boys and girls, your boy Dakota and Mr. Hawkins Visuals is on the road, but before we got on the road, you know I had to make a pit stop, and the pit stop was in order to keep that throttle hand moving, my testosterone's gotta support it. So I stopped by the one and only Regenerate Medical, where my people take good care of me here. These guys are biohacking experts. They specialize in anti-aging and also peak performance, how to get your body in the best shape, how to keep your mind in the best shape. And we stopped by here. I came just the other day, got an IV bag therapy so I don't cramp up at the track and feel super well, but we just got a big old bag of testosterone. My levels that are at about 1,300, so I'm feeling really good. Got some HGH as well. And now we're finally gonna get on the road.
All right, we over here at the River City Pizza Company. My boy Dakota taking us to lunch. He said this tastes like Wagyu the last time he had it.
What's crack-a-lackin', boys and girls? Me and Hawkins Visual just made it to old Chuckwalla Raceway. We came in strong. We was mobbing deep, running about 100 the whole way here. We had some fun. Got the bikes unloaded, got the new R6 out, got the brand new Moto America build R1 out by Mr. Bryce Prince Racing. And we got a game plan for this week. We're gonna stay out here till about Saturday or Sunday. And with that game plan, what I have learned, at least in business anyways, is when it comes to business, no matter what you're doing, everything you do revolves around one thing, and that is people and the psychology of people. Because when you're marketing a business, who are you marketing to? People. When you're selling someone, who are you selling to? People. When you build a big ass company, who leads that company? People. Well, one of the things that I've learned over the years, and going really deep into the psychology of people and how that applies to performance management and people within organizations, which is known as organizational psychology, is that all humans run off a very similar framework. They possess beliefs. These beliefs inspire their thoughts. These thoughts then provoke their emotion. This emotion inspires action or inaction, and this action or inaction then creates a perception. which ultimately is their unique reality. You don't view the same world the way I view the world, and I don't view the world as you view the world. Now, if I say making money's easy and you say making money's hard, who's right? We're both right. Why? Because it started with a belief. So the problem with humans is there's a lot of subjectivity because that framework is very hard to measure, it's very hard to track, it's not very accountable, and unless you dive deep on the psychology of humans and you really get into that rabbit hole, very hard to master it. So what do we do to master it? Well, in the business world, we start bringing in data, key performance indicators, data to where we can remove some of that subjectivity and get down to the nitty gritty, start getting rid of the emotions, getting rid of the thoughts, and start looking at things from a factual standpoint. And that's what I've been trying to do with riding, because when you're on a bike and you're using that framework, it's very difficult because it's all based off perceptions. One thing that I know is all these fast guys, Mr. Dale Kiefer, Mr. Andrew Lee, all these dudes, we all know that there's a process to becoming fast on a bike, right? So in the business world, the front end of your business is responsible for what? Marketing and sales. Responsible for your revenue. But the back end of your business, your processes, your systems, and your automations, translate all that revenue into profit. So with riding, it's kind of the same thing, if you will. Why is it the same? Because there's a process to riding a bike. But the one thing that I've been struggling with is everyone has these different processes, but how do you hold yourself accountable to that process? How do you force it? How do you track your performance? How do you have key performance management indicators to where you can really see what's going on the track? So what I've been coming up with over the last week is I've been taking these guys' processes, I've been trying to build a system that I can go out on the track with a checklist, with an Excel spreadsheet, with real dashboards, and with real aim data, and use data to figure out what's going on with my riding and how to improve. So I think I've got a cool system to run these processes, and the first one I did was Dale Kiefer's riding process. So I've taken that process down, I've put it into a PDF and an ebook, and then on top of that, I've put in all these key performance indicators and dashboards and Excel spreadsheets to help me run that process. So you guys will see that tomorrow, and if you like what you see, it might help you, it might not. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to figure it out for myself, because in the business world, it's helped me dramatically, and I'm trying to apply that here. But if you do like what you see, you're welcome to download it. It is free. It's Dale Kiefer's entire framework, and then I will give you all the spreadsheets and stuff that you guys can run, bring it to the track, and hopefully that helps us all become more improved riders. So that's the game plan. We here, it's gonna be a hell of a time. We're gonna enjoy it. We got about 1,500 bucks worth of Wagyu. Time to go Wagyu it out. So peace out.
I smell Wagyu. We got the Chuckwalla mix here. Kiefer just stepping his game up every time. All right, Mr. Kiefer, first night back.
It's round three.
Round three.
We're looking for some good stuff, some good coaching tomorrow, some good riding. Got some beautiful 78 to 80 degree weather. We're gonna ride on these beautiful motorcycles. I gotta showcase a little present from Dakota. A little mat from
Very nice. Matches the bike perfectly.
Perfect.
All right, we got a little gift from Mr. Kiefer and Stu. Found this new company called MPH. They make these badass mats. So I picked up Dale one. Let's see what we got. I think I got a, woo! Look right there. That's all you.
Man, look at that.
Little kickstand things. I know.
Dude, that's
No, I was gonna get you something to match the bike.
Oh, that's awesome.
These are dope, man.
Dude,
And it matches the bike.
it way matches the bike.
So when I seen it, I was like, man, that's the right there.
Dude, that's awesome.
I got one for Stu too, a little Ducati one. Got you a little something.
Nice.
There you go.
Hey, dude.
That'll look good with your bike, right? Street Fighter, that's dope.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Looks good.
So what we got on the grill tonight?
Well, tonight we just got a little something simple, little sirloin steaks, Wagyu style. That's how we roll. But we had to, with Dakota bringing out all this beautiful meat, I felt like I had to up my game a little bit. So come on over here. We've been working on this little Weber grill, and she's been a trooper. She's been a trooper. But now we just had to upgrade because
Kiefer stepped his game up.
we got to step it up. I'm not a 3-time #1 plate holder out here at Chuckwalla for a reason. Let's kind of look what we got here.
Ta-da, man.
Look at that.
The Racer's Edge Dunlop Weber. What do we got?
Well, we got a grill that holds twice as much as what that grill holds.
Yes.
Number one. But I'm just gonna give you a little sneak peek.
Man. They smell good and they're not even cooked yet.
It's gonna be amazing.
All right, another great week with Kiefer here.
We're looking forward to it.
Came over here, didn't even tell me what he was going to do at the grill.
We're just checking on our poppers, you know. I came up with from last month because we had a little disaster with the poppers leaking everywhere and spitting everywhere and just making a big old mess in our old grill over there. But we got a little creative this time.
Oh yeah.
A little cast iron skillet action.
On the new grill, man.
On the new grill, look at that.
A little corn. This is gonna be a good night.
Oh, they're gonna be money.
Yeah, let's say whatever it is, Gatorade, whoever gives you X amount for the year.
Hiya!
All right, y'all, we got a little after hours. We're literally the only folks out here. Nobody really comes until like Friday. And all the other guys stay down in their motorhomes, but let's go see how old DB got the.
Welcome to the palace, you motherfuckers.
Look, he got the accoutrement on.
Yeah, I ain't fucking around, man. We got a little Wagyu here. Money Mike been late to his own fucking funeral, so here we are with his.
We got the snacks. We got the cooler over here. Oh, Uncrustables on point. Okay. Lunchables. We got the.
I'm gonna put these guys on. It's Nutella Crustables.
That's the good one?
Pick those up. I buy them by the pallet. We out here, man. We're gonna get this place down.
Only guys out here right now. That's the end of day one. Well, roll-in day. We stocked up. Anybody needs some snacks, come over to Dakota's spot. He got you, Pat.
Listen, I got entrepreneur tattooed on my side. You come knocking, motherfucker, you're paying a premium. Lunchable, $18. Crustable, $22.
These are imported.
Yeah, it's supply and demand, man.
Coca-Cola's like damn near $3 a can.
No, it ain't. It's $40.
Oh, okay.
That's my That's what I drink. And if I go without, they're gonna go without, so they gotta pay a premium.
Day one, 6 a.m. Hey, he showed up. Let's go, baby.
We're gonna get after it today.
For you, Dakota, you're very consistent with what you do,
Right.
but now we need to kind of prod you a little bit.
Right.
Okay, we have to start keeping your brain calm, and that means that the vision's got to be scanning faster of what's next. But the whole key is judging it and carrying the momentum in, and then heavier braking straight up and down, but then getting off of it a little bit sooner, but trailing it off, like coming up to the stop sign, trailing it off further to get to this point. All it is we're going to try to set whatever the fastest mid-corner speed is around this corner. Let's say it's 50. We want to try to set it further in instead of early.
All right, you beautiful people. It's Dakota. Good morning. We out here, Chuckwalla Raceway. Day number one of the Dale Kiefer Day. Just wrapped up, got off the track with Mr. Dale Kiefer himself. Did a little track walk, had some fun doing that, and got a game plan together for the day so we can enter the day with some clarity. And the game plan that we got this morning also matches the game plan that I've been prepping on. Where I'm at now, I'm consistent, lines are good, the fundamentals are down, but I really need to pick up the aggression. So we're gonna work on that over the next 2 days. I am gonna ride the 600 today, and then throughout the day, I'm gonna give you guys an update on that new bike. We'll talk about the build. We'll go through each one of the parts. We'll talk about the investment that's associated with building an R6 like that. And then I'll give you my feedback on what I thought about the bike after riding it all day. So that is the plan for today. Michael showed up late last night, as always. This dude be late to his own damn funeral, but he did show up and he's ready to rock and roll. So he's gonna be out here on the KTM giving it hell, and hopefully we get no crashes. Be great, enjoy the day, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you all for coming out to the Racing Day, private day.
We're gonna keep this on 2 wheels. Hover around 2 minutes. 2-minute lap times. Consistent, smooth, that's what we're looking for.
corner, you're flowing the gas, right? Come off the gas, you go to the brakes.
Right.
Brake. The moment that brake lever comes off, the gas comes on. And when I say the gas comes on, at first, you're just getting it on, right? You're going positive. And then the moment that you go positive, you start defeating all the way through the corner, okay, right? So the goal is you're never steady throttle, you're always accelerating. And the amount of acceleration is determined by how long that corner is. Through the middle of the corner, there's a gradual acceleration. Once you start to pick the bike up, then you can accelerate harder. That's your drive.
What defines us all as riders and racers is we're all going to make mistakes. Look, I was married 5 times. You think I've learned yet? But we're going to make mistakes. But what refines us is how quickly we recover from it and don't make that same mistake again. The eye's got to find it, and it's got to be repetition, right? Turn after turn, lap after lap. You just got to start training yourself. I got to start being more accurate with my mark, more consistent with my marks.
Okay. You wait till tomorrow, boy. I'm hitting these motherfuckers.
I want to see it.
I'm hitting every
We're going to do some couple video sessions tomorrow. So we got to really just control the entrance better for the best exit possible.
Okay.
Let's make some money. You want to make some money?
We're making money.
Let's make some money.
We're making money tomorrow, boys. 2 minutes flat.
All right, Money Mike, day one. How's it going out there?
Great. We had, I was out there with Stu, and we nailed a bunch of 2 minute, 2 minute, 2 minute, 2 minute, 159, which is crazy because that was the easiest session of the whole day. The rest of the day, I'm running around 204, 205, like higher lap times and struggling. It's like tired, like on the struggle bus. And I thought, how's going on? So I talked to Dale about it, and he's like, yeah, the harder you try, the slower you go. It's almost like you have to find a flow where it's, where it's effortless, and then that's when the time starts to melt away. As soon as you try to charge a little hard and brake a little harder, your times go to hell. So less is more. Less is more when it comes to road racing.
I heard that you guys made some adjustments to the bike this morning.
Oh yeah. So what we did is we dropped the forks in the clamps, 3 millimeters, which raises the front end a little bit and made the bike a bit more stable. 3 millimeters made a huge difference. Now it's not as twitchy going into the corners, coming out of the corners, and it just more of a smoother entry and exit in the corner. That's what I noticed for me. So I felt way more confident with it, 3 millimeters dropped.
What would you say was the aha moment of the day?
Learning to relax. Just relax your upper body, just fall into the corner. And that seemed to produce some good, smooth riding. It's one of the sports that I feel like the more you think about it when you're doing it, the worse off you are. Better just to go out there and let your body kind of naturally fall into each corner. But again, you have to build a foundation of understanding what those skills are before it will work. It was great. It was a good day. Learned a lot. Had some of my best lap times, so I'm happy.
How is Alive going?
It's going very, very well. Our phone is busy. Our Zoom calendar is booked out. He's doing a great job getting us leads. He's working those algorithms. He's like an algorithm cowboy, wrangling those customers in for us. And we are busy. So we are booking way out into June already of 2025. So it's going very well.
So for people that have never heard about Alive, why don't you break down what Alive is in the grand scheme of things?
Alive is 2 things. First, we host events. They're power sports based events where you can ride dirt bikes, you can ride adventure bikes, UTVs, all in the same event. In order to complete our signature tour called the Multi-Venture, you gotta go 700 miles and keep changing every few hundred miles onto a different machine. It's a really epic format, a lot of fun. We target business owners, we target C-level executives, people that are pressed for time, and they wanna pack as much excitement in a 4-day format as they can. We're collecting guys that wanna do these kind of adventures on a regular basis, and we're building very highly curated events in Baja, Mexico, Mongolia, we've got Morocco, New Zealand, so there's other trips. Once you come through the first event with us, you'll have an opportunity to try some of these other more bespoke events overseas. And that's what Alive is. It's like a country club for badasses, all related and worked around power sports. We're not confined to a country club per se. Our country club is the whole wide world, the whole globe. In the Alive events, we're aiming at doing rugged things, but with 5-star polish. So when you come to our events, you can expect that all the food is epic. It's cooked by, we have a private chef that we fly in. It's actually Dana White's personal chef. He will prepare for you some meals that are just to die for. So the food is great. The hospitality in general is fantastic. We stay in some of the most beautiful resorts, hotels, luxury Airbnbs. It's a great time. There's nothing on the planet quite like this in terms of the level at which we operate, the level of amenities, the level of the bikes, the variety of experience that you have here. It's unlike anything currently in power sports tourism. If you're interested in finding out more about our tours and our adventures, or even the membership, check out www.aliveworldwide.com.
How's it going, Anna?
Good. Let's just do this table talk with Anna. What do we got today?
Perfect. Maybe this will just be an installation on each of the the videos. So we were talking a little bit earlier about when you come out to Chuck, you really have to be somewhat fit. What are some things that people just need to be aware of before they come out here as far as their health goes, fitness, stuff like that?
The desert is harsh elements. We go from 110 degrees down to nights in the 20s and 30s very quickly. There's not any in between. But on top of that, Chuckwalla is a very demanding track in the sense that it is a momentum track. It's not super technical. There's not heavy braking or heavy acceleration zones, but the turns are extremely long. When the turns are really long, it requires a lot physically. Even if you have great body position and great body mechanics, they're just really long turns, and so they require a level of endurance fitness. You know, most riders that come out here actually work a lot on pedal bicycles too. Some of them will come out and they'll do track walks in the morning and in the evening in order to warm up their legs. But I actually think one of the biggest components that riders forget about when coming to Chuckwalla is their mental element. The brain requires a lot of glucose in order to perform and function at its best. And when we're out here focusing so heavily on what we're doing, or if you're a newer rider on the track and you're learning things, that's requiring a lot of glucose from your brain. So I think the most important thing that people forget about is having high energy, whether it be a protein bar, candy. Sometimes you can supplement with candy to have quick glucose, but really taking care of that part of endurance for this track. You know, you're using a lot of brain power, and that's what I notice is one of the first things to go for people. They start missing their apexes, things start coming at them very quickly, and that's probably because they're just getting mentally fatigued before they're even physically fatigued.
Well, I saw you go out on the KTM, and then Dakota was saying that you had the R1 out there for a little bit too. What was your thoughts on the KTM?
When I got on the KTM and rode it out of the pits, the first immediate thought was that, oh my God, this bike is so light. Just sitting on top of it and just turning it a little tiny bit, you can feel that there's practically no weight to it at all, which is interesting. There's like an upside and a downside to that. When a bike's as light as this thing is, it's great. When you go into a corner, it steers really quick. In fact, Mike made some changes so it doesn't steer quite as fast as what it did when I was riding it, make it a little bit more stable. But in any case, when a bike's that light and you turn the thing in, it just turns so quickly that it's just extremely precise. You can put the bike exactly where you want it. It takes no effort to turn it, and it goes exactly where you want it to go. The downside of when a bike's as light as this is you feel the track a little bit more. I think for riders that are used to it, it's good, but for riders that aren't, like myself, I typically ride heavier bikes, right? I ride a Street Fighter V4 and a Aprilia RS V4, big, heavy, powerful bikes. They ride more like a Cadillac, right? When you go over the bumps, it's very smooth and it goes right over me. You don't really feel that stuff as much. When you're on something like this, you feel all those little ripples in the pavement. It's a little disconcerting when you're in a corner and you're kind of feeling that stuff. It's like, oh, is it bumpy here? Am I gonna lose traction? Is it gonna hold? Whereas on the heavier bike, it's more confidence inspiring. So I think the bike probably has much more traction than the heavier bike because it's lighter and it's got good suspension. It's just that you feel it more, so that sensation is just something that you have to get used to on the lighter bike. Yeah, the other thing I noticed on this bike is it has a very distinct power band to it. It has a lot of torque, and yet it still revs fairly high, but there's a very distinct hit in it once you get above a certain RPM that like you get into the meat of the torque curve on it. I'm not sure exactly where that is because I wasn't looking at the tack, but you can feel it when it hits, and you feel that torque and the bike really wants to go. So the motor has a lot of character to it. Extraordinarily fun to ride.
Now, going to the BPR Racing, the new R1. What were your thoughts on the R1?
Yeah, it's just insanity. It's ridiculously fast. So I raced an R1. I think mine was first year of the cross-plane motors. I'm familiar with the cross-plane motor and how it puts power down. The deceptive part about the BPR, Bryce Prince's builds, is they just have a lot more horsepower than your typical R1. It's tractable, and the way the cross-plane puts the power down is really nice. But this thing, it's just got a lot of power, so it's deceptively fast. Like, you're out there riding, and you get on the throttle, and it's accelerating extremely fast, but it's not like violently fast. It's very smooth the way it accelerates. And the bike's handles, I mean, it's set up for this track and somebody that's probably around my weight. So it felt just really good. It was on rails, very easy to steer, very stable once you get the bike on the edge of the tire. I think the biggest thing I noticed about the way Bryce builds these bikes is the power is very, very smooth and just deceptively fast. You end up going a lot faster than you think, which makes the bike more physical to ride, right? Because it's accelerating so hard, you got to kind of hold on to it, and then you're going so fast, you got to brake a lot harder, so there's a lot of braking force. So whenever you're riding a bike with this kind of displacement, it's a lot more physical than riding like a 600 or something like a lightweight bike.
I saw you riding with Dakota today. What are your thoughts on his progression over these last couple of times that you've ridden with him?
Yeah, when he started with me, he was a complete mess. No, just kidding. Whenever somebody comes out on a regular basis like this, it's very typical that they'll make progress every time they go out. I think with Dakota, whenever we're coaching anybody, we kind of go in these steps, right? And the first step is really getting the line down and putting the bike in the right place on the racetrack. And so the first time out here, like, he didn't know where to go. He's not hitting his apexes. He's not turning in the right spot. So his line around the track was pretty shabby, right? But we worked on that the first couple times and that got better. And so now to the point where I don't even have to think about that. He's on the line. I know his line's good, and we can start working on other stuff. We worked on body position a little bit, getting him a little bit more relaxed, hanging off the bike, getting his shoulders into the corner. There's been a lot of progress there, again, to the point where I'm not even thinking about that. We're working on other stuff. With riding, it's like you kind of get one skill set, and then you get that solidified, you move on to another, get that solidified, and every time you come, you just get something new. So today, lines are great, body position's great. He's picked up a lot of speed, and we've been working on trying to get on the gas a little bit sooner, rolling on the throttle through the corner instead of just being steady throttle. That's gotten better, and I think his lap times are probably a bit faster than he's ever gone. So, and he's on a 600 today versus the R1. So he's going faster and doing it with less effort. So really good progress.
God damn it. Stupid ass list. All these dumb parts that I can't pronounce. You recording, motherfucker? These build sheets. That's what the I say. Just go make money. Pay someone to build these motherfuckers. For having my dumb ass, I don't even know what a motorcycle is out here talking about a motorcycle. All right, you ready? All right, we out here on a track at Chuckwalla Raceway. Your boy made you a promise earlier, and you know your boy has to deliver. So we're gonna do a couple things in this little video. One, I wanna reveal the new BPR Racing R6 to you. Two, I wanna tell you about my experience riding it today. And of course, three, I want to go through the little bit of a build list on this bike, tell you what makes the bike so special and makes it feel so good on the track. I love the R1. I thought it was the best bike ever, but let's be real, it's a 200 horsepower super bike. It gets a little wild. Problem with that bike is it's so fast and you go from 0 to 100 so quick, you tend to overbrake a little bit and it's a little bit intimidating. with something like this, only having 120, 130 horsepower, you know, you can push this bike. I can get on the throttle quicker, it's less tiring, and I feel way more comfortable on this bike, which led to my 205 today. We're gonna get under that 205 over the next couple of days. There's a few things I'm gonna be working on tomorrow on the track that's gonna help me do just that. Last but not least, let's go through the build sheet on this bad boy. What does it take to build a bike like this? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read off all this to you because I don't build bikes. I don't know what I'm doing, and I need a reference point. So we're gonna run through the build list. First thing, this is a BPR stock, super stock engine build for Moto America. That's the build of the bike. We got the Yamaha kit electronics. We got the Grave Motorsports exhaust. We got the Evolve rear sits. We got Graves clip-ons. We got Graves block-off plates. We got a Graves cast cap. We got a Graves engine covers. We got Graves frame sliders. We have the Öhlins FKR fork cartilage kit. We have the Öhlins TTX rear shock. We have TaylorMade bodywork. We have the CNC Racing rear handbrake. We have the Core Moto brake lines. We have the Brembo 17 front brake master cylinder. We got the Galv Speed front rotors. We got the carbon brake pads. We got the APX handlebar switches. We got the Galv Speed clutch perch lever. We got the captive wheel spacers. We got the DID chain. We got the Vortex sprockets. And we got the bad boy, the big boy, AIM data system on this bad boy. Bryce put that on there for me because I didn't want a stock dash because I love the AIM data so much. So a little bit bigger than the one on the R1. You got full color, and you know, got the best of the best right there when you turn this thing on. But yeah, there's the dash. Completely customizable. Maddie's gonna be working with me a little bit tomorrow, get me dialed in with all my data. So yeah, man, there's the bike, absolutely love it. Thing's a blast to ride. And to build something like this, you can be looking at about $31,000 with the bike included to build something like this. So money well spent. If I could do it all again, instead of having, I don't know, 5 1000s, probably have 5 600s because this thing is an amazing bike to ride. And when you're at my level and you're not a pro, something like this is gonna elevate you way quicker than being intimidated on a 200 horsepower freaking rocket ship. Grab you a 600 and hit up Bryce Prince Racing, best in the business.
Man, I didn't sleep for shit. It was like something was like on my roof or something, man. I don't know. We got to get to it. I got to go see where Dakota is, man. I'm fucking pissed, dude. What the is this Dakota.
Good morning, everyone. We're here on day 2 of Dale's Days out at Chuckwalla.
Good morning, mother. We here, Chuckwalla Racing.
You awake? Are you ready for this today? Our
We
second
ready,
day?
baby.
Let's go
We
kick
ready.
some ass today, man.
Under 2 minutes, that's
Yeah.
what we getting. That's what we getting.
That's where we're going.
That's where we're going. See, that way I needed that, man.
I'm here with the Magic Man, Dakota, and we're working on more stuff here. Second day, trying to go through some videos, some stuff, go through the videos that we rode on the track with, and to see what we can improve on, show some better line choices, maybe pick up the throttle, maybe go to the brakes a little later. That's what we're working on. That's what we're doing. As a goal, I want to see you dragging your knee on the ground. Okay? Deal. You do that, your mid-corner speed goes up everywhere.
You know, like Stu said, R6 is such a tried and true motorcycle. It's really, really hard to go wrong with it. Bryce Prince also has all the hours on him. So to be able to kind of just jump on a tried and true bike that is tuned by one of the best, obviously you're gonna have a great experience. Dakota's already going fast on it. So Myself jumping on it was immediately a good experience. Geometry-wise, setup-wise, spring rate-wise, everything's really solid. You know, as Dakota gets more laps on it, I bet the guy's gonna have some right fun, some good laps, so I'm looking forward to it. I feel like I'm their chauffeur through the motorcycle industry, and I keep my nose out, my ears out. I sniffed out a good deal through Bryce. I know he has a ton of R6s, and I knew he had some on the lot ready to get a new home, so I just made sure I talked to Bryce when he was ready for an R6, and here we are. I do a lot of coaching, so I have a lot of opinions that I kind of walk people through. It's like, if your budget has, you know, some flexibility, I always say start out on a new package or just do it right once. Don't, you know, shop around and like start with one guy and go to another. Like always, you know, try to stay true with one build. The R6 is such a good bike. Like it's really hard to go wrong with the middleweight bike, the 600 cc's. It's good, it's got speed, it's got handling, and it keeps you out of trouble for the most part. Most riders don't even need 1,000, honestly. Like a lot of people want the 1,000, but the 600 is more than enough for most people. The Yamaha R6 is no slouch.
Dinner tonight.
My name's Matty Testa. I'm actually a Grammy Award-winning mix engineer, so I do music by trade and by living, but by fun, I own a track day company called Compact Octane.
Why these smaller bikes? Or why wouldn't you just get on a 1,000, the fastest bike you can get on?
Because if you do that, you're gonna be an idiot like me, and you're gonna gain bad habits. And I'm actually on this Kawi ZX4. I've been riding this recently, and I just got off my R1 Superbike, and I'm so slow on this thing. And it's because you pick up so many bad habits on big bikes because all you do is this. And you just try to accelerate hard, where little bikes, they teach you roll speed, they teach you how to keep momentum, and that's very, very important on the racetrack. Because here's the thing, they're cheap. They're so much cheaper. Tires, everything about smaller bikes is cheaper. So it allows you to get more laps in, more seat time in, and hone your skills the proper way. If you notice, in professional racing, you always start on the smaller bikes, and that's just the progression of the sport. That's how it should always be. Come out here, get on the track, go around the corners, lean over, and really understand what speed is.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Little tri-tip.
Room for some more.
Can we get a little preview or what?
Come with me.
All right.
Let's see what the chef is cooking up.
Oh man, look at the bark on those bad boys.
It's like,
oh man, I'm looking forward to it. Oh my. Like, look at this. Look at this tri-tip, Dakota. You see this?
Oh yeah, baby.
Oh wow. Keeper times Matt. Woo! Look at him, folks. He is unstoppable.
What up, baby? Pass me an HDMI cable.
Copy. Ta-da! Honey Mike's out of here.
I'm out. I'm hitting the road, man. I'm gassed. 2 days is more. It's 1 day too many for me.
All right, boys and girls, that wraps up another episode of the good old Luxvoni vlog. Smash that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button, leave us a comment directly below this video, and tell us what you guys would like to see next. We want to do things outside of the box. We want to bring you content that nobody else is bringing, so help us out by giving your boys a little bit of inspiration. So that concludes this video. Oh, one more thing. If you're a business owner and you're looking to scale your business and you want to work with the team behind brands such as Grant Cardone, Jordan Belfort, Tony Robbins, and all the internet marketers that are crushing it in the space right now, head over to luxvoni.com. Your boys can get you dialed. So click that link below, check the description, and we'll catch you on the next one. Be great.